Welcome to today's training workshop. My name is Samuel Azaro, and I'm one of ITS's academic technology specialists. Today, we will be diving into the Windows 11 operating system, exploring its core features and functionalities, as well as highlighting some of the key differences between Windows 10 and 11 which may impact your day-to-day user experience. However, for those of you engaging with this training before the institution-wide transition to Windows 11 has occurred, I would like to run through a few quick reminders for Windows 10 users. To begin, I'd like to reiterate that the update to Windows 11 is mandatory and that, due to the nature of how the update is being implemented, your system will essentially be undergoing something akin to a factory reset. As such, I would recommend that you back up all your files to the OneDrive system and/or a secure physical device, export your web browser bookmarks, and ensure you are familiar with any passwords you've saved to your device. Furthermore, you should be aware that any existing system preferences will be reset during this process, so I'd encourage you to take some time to review any custom system preferences you've set. Before diving into the more perceptible changes brought upon by the Windows 11 update, let's highlight a few changes to the back end of the system which still have meaningful impacts on the day-to-day use of your NYIT device. To start with, this update has the potential to allow your computer to have faster startup times, a longer battery life, and improved overall technical performance. It also provides a more secure experience through enhanced security features and more comprehensive security patches. Furthermore, the Windows 11 update allows you to download Android apps onto your computer, though the process requiring you to go through ITS to download any additional applications onto your NYIT device remains unchanged. Now, let's turn our attention to the most immediately noticeable changes brought upon by the Windows 11 update, these being to the system's user interface. The first change to likely catch your eye is the repositioning of the Start menu, along with most of the taskbar content which is traditionally found besides it, from the left side of the taskbar to the middle of the taskbar. You may also quickly notice that the edges of Windows have been rounded, the system's overall color palette has shifted towards pastel colors, and most elements within core Windows features, such as the File Explorer and Settings menu, have been spaced farther from one another. Many have argued that these changes were inspired by the success of similar user interface features implemented within modern Mac operating systems. But you don't need to worry about your Windows device suddenly turning into a Mac with this update, as these changes are only skin deep, and some can even be reversed. To better highlight this, let's dive a little deeper into the Windows 11 Start menu and taskbar. Now, beyond its repositioning and a general visual redesign, which you will find has been applied to every core feature of the Windows system, the updated Start menu has undergone a few changes which could impact how you interact with it, including the removal of the alphabetically ordered list of all your device's applications from the top level of the Start menu, with this list now being found on a side page accessed via this All button, the removal of the static buttons previously located alongside the Account and Power buttons used to access documents, photos, and settings in Windows 10, the complete removal of live tiles, the addition of a search bar to the Start menu, which, upon interaction, brings you to a new page containing lists of general suggested content and searches or suggestions pertaining to whatever terminology you have entered into the search bar, and the repositioning of the list of apps pinned within the Start menu to the forefront of the Start menu's top level. Likewise, the taskbar has also undergone a few core changes with the Windows 11 update. One particularly noticeable change is the removal of the taskbar's search bar, with this element being replaced by a magnifying glass symbol. Upon interacting with the symbol, you will open the same search bar page previously seen accessible from the Start menu. Another meaningful change to the taskbar can be found with the new Task View symbol. While it is still used to access the virtual desktop system, which, for those of you unfamiliar, allows you to create and swap between multiple versions of your desktop view, it can now do so in a reduced form by simply hovering over the symbol. Essentially, this version of the system allows you to create and swap between desktops, but not move windows between them. Let's now turn our attention to two of the core features of the Windows system, which have both undergone some impactful changes with the update to Windows 11, starting with the File Explorer. Upon opening this system, beyond the general visual redesign and UI changes touched upon earlier, the first changes you'll likely spot are those which the top section of the File Explorer window have undergone. Specifically, the contextual tabs found in the Windows 10 version of the system, within which most of the File Explorer controls could be found, have now been replaced with a new mini ribbon containing a set of symbols and drop-down elements. However, these are effectively skin-deep changes, as the functionality provided by the contextual tabs has simply been redistributed between the content of the new mini ribbon. Another change of a similar nature can be found in the tools provided when you right-click content or empty space within the File Explorer. This action now offers you a small bar at the top of your right-click menu, which contains the symbols allowing you to cut, copy, paste, rename, share, and delete content. However, only the symbols for tools you can use on the content or empty space currently clicked on will appear within this bar. The Settings menu is another core feature of the Windows system which has experienced an array of changes with the update to Windows 11. One of the most surprising of these alterations comes in the form of the quickest path you can take to enter the Settings menu itself, given the static Settings button found in the Windows 10 Start menu has been removed. Essentially, you can take one of two paths. The first requires you to open the Start menu and click on the Settings symbol automatically included within the pinned list of applications. But if you accidentally unpin this application, you can click on the button found on the far right side of the taskbar, which contains an internet connection and volume symbol. Doing so opens a small window which includes this gear icon that, upon interaction, will open the Settings menu. With this application now open, you'll notice the general visual redesign and UI changes we've seen throughout the Windows system. But once you dig a little deeper, you'll also observe that many new settings categories have been added to this system. While one, the Home category, is completely new, the rest are combinations of categories found in the Windows 10 version of the Settings menu. These include a new Bluetooth and Devices category, which combines the Devices and Mobile Devices categories found in Windows 10. A new Accessibility category, which takes the place and lightly expands upon the features provided by the Ease of Access category found in Windows 10. A new Privacy and Security category, which combines the Privacy category, the Security component of the Update and Security category, and the Search category found in Windows 10, and a new Windows Update category, which takes the place of the Update and Security category found in Windows 10. Additionally, each Windows 11 settings category includes new, modified, and/or renamed elements compared to those found within the Windows 10 settings. Some particularly useful new setting elements can be found under the Accessibility Settings category, the next feature of the Windows 11 system we'll be looking at. Now, before diving into the accessibility features offered through the Settings menu, it's important to point out that there is a key accessibility tool available in Windows 11 which isn't tied to settings, this being the Immersive Reader system. This system is inherently integrated into Microsoft products such as Word and Edge. Specifically, this tool offers you access to accessibility features including, but not limited to, modified text spacing, specific line focus, and text-to-speech within any system it is integrated into. Now, your accessibility settings in Windows 11 can be interacted with from two different points of access. The first is from within the settings menu itself, but the second is located in a portion of the taskbar we actually looked at just a few minutes ago. You see, if you click on the button found on the far left side of the taskbar, which contains an internet connection and volume symbol, you'll notice that there is a small button towards the top of the pop up which has a small person symbol and the word accessibility below it. By clicking on this button, you will be brought to a miniature accessibility menu. From this menu, you can easily toggle on and off several accessibility features, including Magnifier, which provides a window that allows you to zoom in and out of your screen, Color Filters, which shifts your system to a grayscale color scheme with several alternative color schemes available from the main accessibility menu, Narrator, which provides you with a verbal description of what's on your screen, Mono Audio, which combines your system's left and right audio into a single source, Live Captions, which provides captions for video and audio content played over your system in real time, and Sticky Keys, which allows you to click multi key window shortcuts one key at a time. There is also a button at the bottom of this menu labeled More Accessibility Settings, which opens the settings menu on the accessibility category. It's worth noting that while a convenient feature, the miniature accessibility menu lacks many of the tools available within the accessibility category of the settings menu, and, as seen with the color filter option, also lacks access to additional modifiers presented within the settings menu version of the system. For those of you familiar with the ease of access settings within Windows 10, the Windows 11 accessibility category should look familiar, maintaining its predecessor's layout of elements being divided between vision, hearing, and interaction. Many of the accessibility features themselves should also look quite familiar, with the key exception of two features which are completely new to Windows 11. These being live captions, which, to reiterate, provides captions for video and audio content played over your system in real time, and voice access, which allows you to perform actions on your device with only your voice, including but not limited to open and switch between apps, browse the web, and read and author emails. The final elements of the Windows 11 system we will be exploring today are the Microsoft Teams application and the Snap Layout system. While it might seem odd to group these elements together, they have both undergone dramatic changes with the update to Windows 11, which has left both these systems in a state where, if used correctly, they can greatly benefit your productivity as a Windows user. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, Microsoft Teams is effectively a hub application which can facilitate everything from communication to file sharing through systems within the Microsoft umbrella. While Teams was available to download on Windows 10, that version of the application was extremely limited when compared to its updated counterpart. For example, you now have the ability to integrate the OneDrive system, other core Microsoft applications such as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and even Copilot into Microsoft Teams. Furthermore, the Teams communication platform has now become the premier Windows communication system, supplanting the various Skype powered applications and features which were favored on Windows 10. Now, the Snap Layout system allows you to divide your screen between different windows, which can be useful if you need to interact with multiple windows at the same time, and, like Microsoft Teams, was also available on Windows 10. However, the Windows 10 version of the system only allowed you to divide the screen between two windows and could only be engaged with by moving a window to the far right or far left side of your system's screen, doing so causing a translucent box to appear covering the area of the screen which the window being moved would fill if released. The Windows 11 version, on the other hand, provides you with the ability to divide your screen between up to 4 windows and access the system through two additional methods, these being to drag a window to the top of the screen and right click on a Window's Maximize button. In both cases, this will cause a small pop-up to appear containing a series of different snap layouts you can select from, with some even showing where other open windows will snap to if selected. In essence, the Windows 11 update has enabled this productivity tool to both be more easily interacted with and relevant in a wider range of situations. If you have any questions or would like to know more, please contact ITS.